Hi, I'm Beth Urech, and this is the devotional for Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. Sunday was Pentecost. Katie mentioned a mighty wind, and the night before we had had mighty winds here in Las Vegas. Now, I hadn't noticed because I am a very sound sleeper, but Java apparently was up most of the night, our dog, pacing, which meant that Mark was up trying to comfort her. When I think about mighty winds, I think of several times here in Las Vegas when I have avoided walking the Gallinas River path for fear that a branch or an entire tree might fall on me. That isn't the kind of visit from the Spirit that I want. However, when I do think about being visited by the Spirit, I think of all the years I lived in Switzerland. Oh, I can remember times when I felt the Spirit descend on me. Sometimes when I was skiing, swishing down the snow-covered slopes, and then I'd stop and I'd look over at the magnificent snow-capped Alps, and the Spirit descended. But more often, actually, as I was walking along wooded paths beside a babbling brook, it really did seem to babble, very close to where I lived. I lived in the heart of Zurich for many years. Switzerland is so well organized that they make sure that all the citizens have access to nature within about 8 minutes of where we live. And then suddenly, I remembered a hymn that we sang at Camp Minnewanka every summer in the Church of the Dunes, in that wonderful camp that was nestled between my beloved Stony Lake and Lake Michigan. So I looked up the hymn, Spirit of God, and discovered it was written by George Crowley, who was born in Dublin in 1780, graduated from the University of Dublin, was ordained, and was an Anglican minister. However, there was another George Crowley, same name, who was Roman Catholic. And because of this confusion, the George Crowley that wrote this beautiful hymn was denied advancement for 30 years. By age 55, and now he was living in London, he was given a parish in a blighted neighborhood. Well, the church had been designed by Christopher Wren, the famous architect, and it had been demolished in the Great Fire of London. And when Crowley arrived, it was almost empty. But he was such a forceful preacher that before long, all the pews were filled, and he continued preaching until his death at the age of 80. And this is what he wrote, and I think of it as a prayer. Spirit of God, descend upon my heart. Wean it from earth, through all its pulses move. Stoop to my weakness, mighty as thou art, and make me love thee as I ought to love. Did you not bid us love you, God and King? Love you with all our heart and strength and mind? I see thy cross there. Teach my heart to cling. Oh, let me seek thee, and oh, let me find. Amen.